So I wanted to hop on here and give you guys a rundown of the 7th grade math website in case you have any questions. So of course, this first page, the home page, is just Georgia Milestone Review. So you can play, I know you don't have the packet, but you can play the YouTube video, pause it, work out the problem, then play it and check the answer to make sure that you got your question correct. So that's for Unit 1 and 2, then there's 3 and 4, and then finally Unit 5 and 6. So that's just a review of the whole year in case you have a question about anything that we've learned. The next tab you see is the Teaching Unit 6 Probability tab. So for this tab, there is the link to the Georgia Virtual Online School for Probability. This is the last unit we had to learn for 7th grade math, so this will help you to learn that last unit. It's not a very long unit. It's all about probability, so your key terms or your vocabulary terms are listed. And then if you go to the bottom, you'll see there's a practice quiz for basic and experimental probability. There's a practice quiz for theoretical probability and sample space. There's a quiz for simple probability, compound probability. And then there's a discussion, a project, and a test. So the purpose of this module is to teach you what we have not had a chance to go over in class. So it tells you what probability is, it gives you examples, there's a video that you can watch, and then there's a quiz. You go through and take the quiz, and then click check your answers, and it will tell you if you are right or not. You continue to go through this, learn about experimental probability, and then theoretical probability, sample spaces, making predictions, compound probability, and then you have this wrap-up. So the wrap-up has a quiz for each section. Once you finish the quiz, then there's a discussion, a project, and a test. So really, you just keep working through this until you feel like you understand probability. Now, once you have finished all of this for probability, you can begin reviewing our units. Every unit will start with an exit quiz. This is where some people are getting confused because they're not scrolling on the inside of this part. They're scrolling over here on the outside, and it's not showing them all of the quiz. So what you have to do is come to where the quiz is, type in your information, and scroll down over to the side. So it will actually scroll the quiz down so you can take the quiz. Once you submit the quiz, it will give you a grade. Check your answers, and let's say that you typed the right answer, but you didn't type it the way I put the answer in. I'm going to go back and give you credit for that. Like you're not going to be dogged. If you got a question right, it's just like when we do Edulastic. If you put in a test answer, the right answer, but you didn't type it exactly the way that I typed it, the computer, Google Forms, is not smart enough to understand the difference between -45 and --45, space 45. It doesn't understand that. All it reads is what I tell it to read. I cannot come up with every possible way that you're going to plug in a right answer. You might use a complete sentence. You might use the word dollars instead of the dollar sign. You might put the dollar sign at the end of the number instead of in front of the number where it belongs. All of these different variables make it impossible for me to be able to say this is what the kid is going to put in. Therefore, if you put the answer in, it's the right answer, but you just typed it in a way that I didn't have listed, that's fine. If you pass with 90% or better for this Exit 1 quiz, then you move on to Unit 2. If you do not master Unit 1, then you work on the practice in this module. There's an IXL. It tells you which sections to use. You have my username and password for that. There's a hyperdocs that you can go through. There's a quizzes that you can play. There is a YouTube video at the end for you to look at. It's the study guide. And then you're going to go on and you're going to do the same thing with Unit 2. Again, take your quiz. If you master with 90% or better, move on to Unit 3. Same thing with all of these. Unit 5 and 6, Statistics and Probability, I put those together because they're both such short units. Okay? When you finish all of this, and all of them have some kind of hyperdoc, IXL practice, quizzes, YouTube video, they all have something there for you to practice with. Once you finish all of this, then you can go to the home page and review the Georgia Milestone practice. Okay? If you have any questions about that, feel free to email me. Send me a message on Google Classroom. Send me a Living Tree message. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you're still learning. We don't want our brains to get foggy during this time of social distancing. So I am here for you. I am available to help you however you need. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, send me a Google Classroom message, send me a Living Tree email, whatever you need to do. I am here. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.